Hi, ever wondered why astronauts have been circling Earth in the ISS for over 2 decades instead of heading straight to the moon? And when our objective is moon exploration, why this interim space station? As if this one station is not enough, NASA is working on with another space station, namely the Lunar Gateway in the moon orbit. The important point is the first space station, ISS, is 400 kilometers away from planet Earth. The second oncoming station, Lunar Gateway, is a whopping 384,000 kilometers away. These are the pit stops for astronauts for future mission. Let us break it down in this video. Why is the ISS still so important? How will the Lunar Gateway take us beyond Earth's orbit? What role does Sunita Williams play in shaping the future of space race and travel? Moon is closer than you think. Thanks, Sunita Williams. Buckle up, because we are diving into a journey from low Earth to ISS orbit and to the proposed moon gateway and beyond. Let us go. Well, you have seen the spectacular landing of SpaceX Dragon, bringing back Sunita and her team of 4 astronauts. You might wonder why so much of hype when man has already landed moon and safely returned back, not once or twice, but 9 times. And mind you, moon is about 384,400 kilometers away from Earth, whereas Sunita's expedition to ISS, which is just only 400 kilometers from Earth. And after all, ISS is not moon. Even then, why is it considered as important? To know Sunita's contribution is any less or more, we need to know what is this ISS and what is the proposed Lunar Gateway. First, we must understand some primer to appreciate ISS and the role of Sunita.
In the above picture, you are seeing the planet Earth, the planet Moon, and the planet Mars related to the size and the distance from the Earth. The Moon is approximately around 4,000 kilometers away from the Earth, and it takes around 3 days for astronaut to return to Earth. And the Mars is approximately 278 million kilometers from the Earth, and it takes around 9 months for an astronaut to return back to Earth from Mars if he lands there. NASA has created a satellite called International Space Station, as you see in the picture. It is orbiting around the Earth at a distance of approximately 400 kilometers. And it takes few minutes or few days to return to Earth. And this is where Sunita Williams and the other team were traveling and returned to Earth recently. Now, NASA has plans to build a lunar gateway which is supposed to orbit around the moon, as you see in the picture. The survival training in ISS will help you to survive in Lunar Gateway.
Let us start from the proposed Lunar Gateway. The space expedition is ultimately only for Moon, Mars and beyond. Instead of short visits to Moon like Apollo during 1957 to 2011, we now aim for permanent human presence on the Moon for reasons of space economy like mining, energy, tourism, etc., for reasons of science and discovery of lunar geology, for reasons of using the moon as a fuel stop for deep space travel. But doing all this research in moon is not that easy. In other words, when we plan for a serious scientific research in moon, astronauts need a lab or house or quarters or service station near the moon. You can call it as a permanent moon colony orbiting around the moon, so that as and when they collect any samples from moon, they can conduct all research in the Lunar Gateway itself, instead of rushing all the way back to the Earth and for any quick rescue operation. And that is why a space station near moon is needed as a shelter. Once the gateway is set up, NASA has to ensure the following critical parameters, which are high-risk trials. Number one, there has to be frequent shuttling of crew and cargo from Earth to this new station. Number two, technically the spaceship should seamlessly dock and undock in the lunar station. There should not be any failure of propulsion or helium leak. Number three, Moon and Mars missions will require astronauts to live in space for months or years. The NASA need to know how the body reacts in microgravity in terms of muscle atrophy, bone loss, and radiation exposure. Number four, this big boss show in the space might affect their psyche as well without any contact with the humanity. Number five, the Lunar Gateway will be used for experiments in growing crops, producing medicine, and developing space materials that could be critical for Moon and Mars colonization in zero gravity. Number six, for deep space missions, docking and undocking spacewalks, life support systems, and spacecraft repairs are all required at Moon's gateway. Number seven, long moon missions need reliable oxygen, water recycling, and food supply systems at Lunar Gateway. But setting up Lunar Gateway is not that easy for the following reasons. For this ultimate venture, we need an interim bay or a space station like ISS to test many of the following parameters. So, ISS still matters, and Sunita's contribution here is paramount. Even though it is closer and less exciting than the moon, the ISS plays a crucial role in preparing for deep space missions since 1998 with the following support. Number one, testing long-duration space living. The ISS is the only place to test how long humans can adapt to weightlessness, radiation, and isolation for extended periods. Number two, studying space health and technology. The ISS allows scientists to study how the body reacts in microgravity and test new medicines and countermeasures before sending people further. For instance, Sunita team is presently on 45 days rehabilitation program to study their health condition post 286 days of space living. Number three, zero gravity manufacturing and science. ISS conducted experiments in growing crops, producing medicine, and developing space materials that could be critical for Moon and Mars colonization. Number four, training ground for deep space missions. Docking and undocking, spacewalks, life support systems, and spacecraft repairs are all required at Moon Gateway. And as a dress rehearsal, all these are carried out in ISS. So, ISS training is crucial for future flawless lunar docking and undocking operations with an extreme accuracy where even small mistakes can cause major failures. The lessons learned in these exercises will be greatly helpful to be prepared for the manned moon voyage. In fact, when the Boeing-built Starliner failed It was also a great lesson on crisis management, as the ground monitoring engineers and astronauts successfully tried fixing it. Addressing all these issues and challenges tested seamlessly at low Earth orbits first will give resilience and confidence for the next hop of Lunar Gateway. But now a critical question will arise. Does testing in low Earth orbit at 400 km really help when the Moon is 384,000 km away? While ISS certainly helps, some things just can't be tested properly unless you go beyond Earth orbit. For example, number one, deep space radiation exposure. The ISS is, after all, protected by Earth's magnetic field, but deep space is really deadly cosmic radiation. Astronauts on the way to the Moon or Mars won't have the protection, so we need radiation shielding test beyond ISS. Number two, communication delays. ISS astronauts can talk to Earth in real time, only a 1 second delay. On the Moon, there is a 2.5 second delay, which affects remote control operations and astronauts' safety. For Mars, the delay is 20 plus minutes. Testing autonomous AI-based decision making in deep space is needed. Number three, re-entry to Earth in high speed is a big challenge. Re-entry speed for ISS is 27,000 km per hour. Re-entry speed from Moon is 40,000 km per hour, much harder to survive. So far, so good. But going forward, while the ISS was built by many countries in coordination, can we expect the same partnership to continue for Moon Gateway? That is doubtful. There are already signs of Russia drifting away to China. China is already developing its own international lunar research station with Russia, aiming for a moon base by 2030. The question before us is, will the Lunar Gateway be global space station as before? But the efforts are spectacular and the science at the frontiers are expanding and touching new heights. We will see in the new heights whether it becomes a space race leading to Star Wars. What are the plans of China and India in this space? We will see it in another video. Thanks for watching the video till the end, and I am sure you got a solid primer on space exploration.